Rhythm and Soul Radio. I am Marco Nobles. We have our virtual studio open, and stepping in the virtual studio is a brother who I'm just meeting for the first time, as many of you will be. Terry Harris. You heard us play the current single he has out, "Think I Love You," which has a little Prince tones in it. We're going to talk about all of that. He also has a couple different projects that I want to talk about. So, Terry, welcome, man. Welcome to Rhythm and Soul Radio. How you doing?
Oh, thank you for having me, man. Thank you so much. And actually, this thing is think I'm in love.
Think I'm in love. I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah, you
sorry.
do. You okay? You okay?
I apologize. So sometimes I got too many songs in my head, so the titles kind of cross pollinate with each other there. So
Right. No problem.
think I'm in love. Think I'm in
Right.
love.
No problem.
You know. So let's go back first because this is this single is following up after a debut album you released a couple years ago, 2018, right?
Well, no. Last year we did.
Last year.
I did an album. Back on my game. So back on my
Okay.
game was the second album release,
Okay.
and we came back with this new project. And it was just it was just it was really this last project was a great compilation of a lot of songs. It's about, I
Mm,
guess for me, probably the best couple of songs I worked on because there was so many different feels on the album. So it was a really good
mm,
project to work on because I wasn't expecting to come back with another album. It just kind of, how the, there were producers sending me records, and I think I'm in love with Ollie Moore. Uh, that vibe he sent me, I was like, oh man, I got to work on this. And we did. If you bout about it, it's a classic R&B feel also. So it's several feels on the record that take you back. I don't know if you're familiar with you wasn't familiar with Al Green. Uh,
absolutely.
yeah, so I'm that me being from Memphis, we did an like a flower was like a Al Green uh, type feel, like a Stax feel. So there's a lot of
Hmm,
different
hmm.
feels on the album. So it's not one that you could just lock into.
Right, right, right. You mentioned Stacks. You are from Tennessee, is that right?
Actually from Memphis, yeah,
From
Memphis,
Memphis,
Tennessee.
right, right.
Yeah.
So talk about that influence being from Memphis and deciding to get into music. Was it a lot of Stacks music in your household that kind of helped uh, get you leaning towards wanting to do music?
I actually grew up around the corner from Stax, where I
Oh
lived. Not
wow.
Not Stax. I'm sorry. Uh, it was Mark Five Studios. Uh, Isaac Hayes had a studio. So as a kid, I literally used to watch them load up their tour buses. So
Wow.
I kind of had to bug for it, because I stayed like a block away, almost, yeah, about 2 blocks away actually from Mark Five Studios, where Isaac Hayes used to load up. So I hung around in the barcades. I had an opportunity as a kid. Alan Jones, I remember going into his office. He produced the barcades. All the major records was produced by Alan Jones, and I had an opportunity around 16, maybe 16 years old. Alan to go in the office and he's sitting down with records showing. I took my first demo to Alan. Alan
Mm,
Jones sat down and he gave me some advice, and he would let me come in. He would show me how to put records together. And I also
mm.
had the privilege of working with David Porter. So I've been around music, man, since
Wow.
I was a little kid.
Wow, wow, that's
Yeah.
great. So you have it wasn't in the house, but it was next to the house.
Right, right. Well, my mom sang, and she sang. We were gospel like everybody. You grow up in the church.
Yes,
So
yes.
my mom sang gospel, and it just kind of, for me, I always leaned toward more R&B music. Because, my sister sang, my brother sang, my mom. So for me, it was kind of like I couldn't find any room in there. So R&B was wide open. There was nobody else really singing R&B. So I migrated
Okay.
to that.
Okay, okay. Very nice, very nice. So now you mentioned this this project is out now because let's say think I'm in love
Yeah, I think I'm in
is
love.
is the single from which project? Because
The business, the business.
the business. Now
Yes.
there's another project that you have kind of under an alias that you just released
Right.
as well.
Right. We just released Turned Up,
Uh-huh.
Close Prime, and I use, Dame Dash, and I think I got to sing you that record. We, I was working on some soundtrack music,
Hmm.
and we just sent it out to some DJs to kind of check it out, and somebody one of them heard it and just flipped on it. So now, like right now, we're actually in the studio. We just wrapped up the radio edit for it. So it's just a
Mm.
dedication to it's a party song for Coach Prime, and it's also he brought about an awareness for me and others to say, hey man, I want to contribute to HBCs are underfunded.
Mhm.
So we're taking
Mhm.
proceeds from this song. Also, I'm going to make a donation myself and other people to help students with books going to colleges. So it's a song about partying, but it's also about helping the HBCUs. So it just turned
Mm.
out to move that way. Because I actually spoke to a guy yesterday. He said, "Well, I want to put it on my hip hop show." And I said, "Well, man, I'm not a rapper. Actually, it's just kind of like a theme song, like Whoop There It Is, or Big Girl. What's the song? Wobble." I don't look at those
Okay.
guys as rappers per se. I think they just did a big party record. So to me, that's what it feels like to me, a big party record.
Okay. Okay. So watching what Deion Sanders has been doing at Jackson State kind of helped you say that. Are you a big football fan, a sports fan, or is it really more just watching the notoriety he's brought to HBCUs by using football and using his influence?
Right. Well, it was more so Coach Prime. I've been a big fan
Mm.
of Deion Sanders for a long time. So to see a legendary athlete go back to an HBCU and build it the way he's doing it, and getting our kids to realize, at one time HBCUs, the majority of the football players, I think in the '70s, came out of HBCUs. So
Right.
there's history of us being there, and then we shifted to going to other schools. So
Mm.
for me, it definitely. Something we need to do. I mean, anytime we can do community based things and look at our environment first, we have to. I know, as you see, I got Dr. Francis Crest on my shirt here.
Yes.
So I'm a big advocate for us knowing our history. So
Mm.
he opened up a door to, man, these colleges are underfunded. So even with me, with my part, this record is not about really so much as making so much money. It's like, what can I do in my part to contribute to help, whether it's books, whatever I can do to bring awareness to HBCUs being underfunded.
Right, 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 and it's a part of the part that music has played over the years, whether it's the civil rights movement, whether
Right,
it's over the last couple of years with Black Lives Matter. Music is a way to help shine a light on issues that need to be discussed, talked about, uh, supported in this case. So you're able to continue that kind of legacy, through music as well.
right, right, right. So yeah, we're hoping this song is going to make an impact, and from the responses we're getting, DJs are jumping across the table on it, fraternities, again, our people like to party. So, but I
Yes.
want to I want to put a message in there. It was about him, and uh, I'm hoping when he hears the song that he likes it, or he loves it, or he gets to point to it. And I just want to do my part and say, hey man, shout out to you for what you're doing in HBC. Everybody at HBCUs, not him. I don't want to alienate them. I just think he brought a light there that we didn't see. Uh,
Right.
I, I've known about HBCUs, but they weren't on my radar like many other people until he went down and he exposed, hey, we're underfunded and we should be investing more in HBCUs, and our kids shouldn't have to choose to go to outside of these schools. They should have the option. The option should be at the top to go
Right.
to
Right.
HBCU.
Absolutely, and the current single that we've been playing is an example of, yes, we like to party, but we always in our music talk about love, and
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
so
yeah. Yeah. Think I'm in love. I'm a big Prince fan, and it just gave me an opportunity to also pay tribute to what Prince has done in the music business. So
mhm,
when you hear the record, man, it's a feel good record. It's about love. It's got a kind of nostalgic feel to it.
yes,
So I hope people sit down and for me, R&B people, we've got to go back to the roots of soul music. Soul
mm,
music, as you said, it has roots in from blues to gospel to the civil rights. Anytime we had a major movement, we always had beautiful music.
mhm, mhm,
It,
mhm.
it, it goes with it. You go back to Aretha Franklin, Haley Jackson, and others, and also Teddy Pendergrass, Marvin Gaye. It's always been love songs or songs with messages that connected us to whatever we were doing. And I think we have to get back to. There's nothing wrong with hip hop, But as you see what we see, what's going on with rap, there's a reason. Again, nothing R&B had me in a violent, would put me in a angry state. It was always a
Mm-hmm.
message of love or either togetherness.
Right, right, right. You mentioned the names, some of the greats, the Teddy Pendergrass, the Aretha Franklins. You mentioned there's another album on record on the project that's reminiscent of Al Green.
Yes.
These are, I'm sure, some of your influences as you've been, developing your music and your style.
Yeah, yeah. There's also I got a feel on that from the OJs, like a
Mm,
backstabbers feel. So
okay,
uh, I kind of, again, we know we had with Afro beats. This project was well rounded. We if like I said, if you don't have the album, I'll actually send it to you.
good.
Uh, this album is definitely well rounded that you could play for everybody. Uh,
Okay.
so I wanted to pay tribute, or I wanted to feel like when you ride with this album, you don't get stuck on one song. And it's been a long time since I think the last album I got that I could play almost every song was Babyface, Grown and Sexy. I could
Mm-hmm.
literally go through the whole album. It was just a great album for me.
Absolutely. And so now, when you do your own project and you say that you can listen to it, is it hard for you to listen to yourself, or do you know, like, when you get to a point where you can listen to yourself and keep listening to yourself, you got something special.
Uh, yeah, it's kind of when you can just go through the project, and a lot of times it's kind of hard because you got to realize I actually just dropped 3 albums in less than 2 years or a year and a
Right,
half.
right.
So, you kind of hear them and you kind of get comfortable with them and say, okay, they're good. Okay, let me go to the next album. Uh, so since 2016, I've dropped a lot of songs independently, and
Hmm.
now and this is like 3 albums back to back to back. Uh, so this last album, I kind of listened enough to say for the listener, I want to put myself in their position. So even with "Think I'm in Love," man, I rolled with that for weeks, and even with
Hmm.
them now, I still ride with it. And for me to refer it to anybody to listen to, it's kind of like what's the movie? American Gangster. Hey, I put my name on it. It's a
Mm,
brand name, so I
yeah.
have to get to that state with it where I can put a stamp on it.
Right, right, right. It's Rhythm and Soul Radio. We're in the virtual studio. We are talking to Terry Harris. The single is "Think I'm in Love." And let's tell everybody how they can find you and find the music. You mentioned there's 3 albums done in the last 3 years or 2 years, and a whole bunch of singles. How can people find you and get the music? Because you are independent, so we want people to be
Right,
able to
right.
get to the music.
They can go on all digital platforms. Also, go to my YouTube page. You can stream the album, The Real Terry Harris. That's on Facebook, YouTube, and you can also join my fan club. And we really need for people to support independent artists. Even with what you're doing, we need support for the platform, for for everybody, because we're kind of losing music, or we're letting the new industry define what R&B music is. Because also I did a great project, I mean an amazing project called The Soul of Drill Levert. I
Mm,
redid, because that's who they really compared me to, Drill and Eddie Levert. And myself and Keandrew Jones, producer out of Texas, Dallas, Texas, and we did an amazing job. We redid Mr. Too Damn Good and Baby You Are, and it's an amazing project. So I would and ask people, hey, go out there and listen to the project. It's a great tribute to the late great Gerald Levert. And I got a lot of great music sitting out there that I'm hoping fans will discover. Because right now I'm sitting here saying, man, the biggest song I have may be that I've ever put out may be this rap song, because I actually had a number one song in the steppers market, also in the UK, called Two Can Play. But now the way people are jumping at this rap song, it's like, hey, I'm not even a rapper. So
hmm
it's great, but please, please check out the R&B music, because I'm not definitely don't want to be a rapper in this state. In this state,
Right, 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 right. So tell everybody again. You mentioned all digital platforms. So I'm certainly Bandcamp is one of them. I know that's a heavy direct for independent artists. So I'm guessing you're on Bandcamp as well as Amazon and all the others. But
right?
uh,
Yeah, Amazon, Spotify, uh, Apple Music. Those are the major ones. And then, like I said, you can stream on Spotify. You can actually stream the album on YouTube also. So I have the album up on YouTube. Go to
Okay.
the real Terry Harris, and definitely join the fan club. And we're actually setting up new dates right now. So we're
Okay.
getting ready to set up new dates. So if you go to the fan page, and for everybody excuse me, that goes to join the fan page, I'll send you the new single, "Think I'm in Love." So definitely go to Facebook and log into the real Terry Harris. Send me an invite, and once you're accepted in the fan club, send me your email, and I'll send you the new single.
There you go. There you go. It can't get better than that. So having a direct connection with an
Right,
artist putting out great music that you can get, something right away. So
right.
certainly make sure you find him, the real Terry Harris. Thank you so much, man, for taking the time to talk with us. We appreciate it. We look forward to all the music that you have coming. That I'm sure you have more and more on the shelf, and certainly we'll get some of the back catalog going as well. Right now, what we got is the current single, Think I'm in Love. Terry Harris, thanks again, man.
Thank you so much, sir.
All right, it's Rhythm and Soul Radio. Terry Harris, Think I'm in Love.